95.7 The Hog, Daytona's rock station, The Morning Hog. It's happy hour Friday. You know, it seems like a good time to introduce you to my special friend who almost headbutted me in the hip. Josh, S.R. Perrott, a new installment of the Morning Hog Brew Review. I was just trying to pump it up a little bit, you know. Hi, Josh.
I need some more drinks of me first.
You want to do? Yeah. Doing it. It was part of my workout regimen.
Oh,
it's weight free. It tones right without all the lifting, all the weights.
You must been doing it very long?
No, I just started.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing the long sleeves. You can see I don't want to pop these guns out yet. So here's what's weird. It's been sort of wintry in Florida.
Something like that.
And I was thinking, like, why don't we get something to warm us up? And you were like, I got you.
I got the guy.
Yeah, you got a dude?
I got the guy.
Who is that dude?
Jeremy from Copper Bottom.
Whoa, Jeremy
What's up,
from
guys?
Copper Bottom. What's up?
What's happening?
Welcome back, buddy.
Hey, it's great to be here.
I probably should have known that because you're wearing a Copper Bottom shirt.
Yeah, and we have met before.
Yeah, we have met before. We counted each other a few occasions, yeah. But there's always something new happening in Copper Bottom, you know?
Yeah, we got some cool stuff, and we're going to talk about some old school stuff, and then some really cool stuff that's happening in a couple weeks.
Oh, I like it. Really? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's
I'm going to let Jeremy take the show and
all right.
Steer us,
see what
buddy.
we're going to sample first.
So we have a couple of new things. Well, one brand new thing that we've never done before, and then we have a couple of new releases of products that we have done. The first one we have is our sherry cask rum. This is our fourth release of this one. This is one of our most popular. This happens every November or so. We release this one. Goes pretty quick. This one was a little over 4 years old. 3 years in a 3 years in a one-choose bourbon barrel, 1 year in an Oloroso sherry cask from Spain. Ooh. 86 proof, really, really nice. This is one of my favorites.
Sounds fancy.
I love that noise.
So this would have been, we could have stared at this barrel in your place before if we got the tour.
Oh, yeah, you probably have.
Probably just looked up and went,
if you ever make it down to my place.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't been I'm not allowed to go over there.
Where is that?
Some regulations.
998 North Beach Street in Holly Hill, Florida.
Easy to find, really. Honestly.
My wife has trained me up pretty well on that.
When I go over the bridge, I always wave. I never see him, but it's there. It's thought that counts. You know?
Well, what's really cool now is before you were able to only do samples, now you're actually able to do cocktails.
You can do cocktails. If you just want to drink this neat or on ice, we could do that too.
Oh, hello.
That's killer.
Okay, well, let's try that. No, we didn't bring the cubes, but I don't think we need it.
No,
right?
You don't need
it. Yeah,
it's cold outside.
It's Friday morning. We need to warm it up. For crying out loud. Josh, tell us what we're having.
My happy spot. That's where I'm at right now.
Right. Oh, that's
a little different oak on this one because it's 3 years in a charred American oak barrel and then an additional year in a toasted French oak barrel.
Okay.
So you get some really different oak notes on it. Get that little hint of the sherry. Just nice. It's good. It's easy.
What is the difference in the barrels? Just botanicals of the different country?
Well,
region?
So in America, we use charred white American oak. Gives you certain flavors. Gets you a lot of caramels, vanillas, those kind of things. Mm-hmm. When you toast a barrel, you get different flavors. And this is French oak as well, so you're going to get slightly different flavors out of a French oak barrel than you will on an American barrel. But also, more importantly, it's not charred like an American oak barrel is. It's actually toasted, so you get slightly different flavors with that. It's kind of like steak.
Okay.
You can have a raw steak or a burnt steak.
Sure.
Well, they taste very different, right?
Yes, they do.
Well, just like steak, there's a lot of cooks in between. So you have different levels of toast, different levels of char. You put the same exact spirit in those different toasted and charred barrels, it's going to come out tasting completely different.
Look at that.
So you're having the transfer from the one barrel into another barrel, and then finalized product. Correct.
So it's 3 years in a one-choose bourbon barrel, and then we dump that into a sherry cask. Yep.
My goodness. That's a process right there.
It is a process. I don't have that kind of patience. I'd be like, how long was it been? 6 months? That's fine. Yeah. It'll taste great.
So through the aging process, is there any way for you to check the taste? Be like, this is where I want it.
Absolutely,
pull it.
constantly, as much as I can.
Yeah.
Yes.
like a straw hole or something in there.
It's the bung hole.
Is it really?
It's really yes. We put
kids.
Yeah.
Stop it.
We put the bung in the bung hole, but no. So we can pull that, and I have what we call a barrel thief. Or a whiskey thief. We put that in there, take a little sample out, and I can try it throughout the process. That's how I know it's ready.
I love it.
That's awesome.
It's like how bartenders test your drink, right? They put a little straw in there, pop it in.
Exactly the same, actually.
I like that.
I always wondered about that.
Yeah.
I thought they were just drinking my drink.
Well, probably.
Very possible, too.
They're like many samples throughout the day.
They said, I don't think this is very good. Let's make sure.
Yeah, let me just redo that for you. We'll have that one. This is delightful. It's got a little sass.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's smooth.
It's 86 proof, so it's going to have a little sass. Until you get to the next one, and we'll talk about that one in a minute. But yeah, that's a little higher than your traditional 80 proof spirit. So it's a little bit higher, but honestly, once we get to the next one, you'll forget all about that.
Right.
So the sweetness, you're not back sweetening?
No, so we don't add any sugars, flavors, colors, no additives to any of this. So any sweetness you're getting is just from the flavors coming from the barrel.
Killer,
That's crazy.
Yeah, because there's a little hint of sweetness to it, but there's no sugar in it.
Right.
Part of that science just blows me away.
Science.
Now, like a bottle like that, we can come over to Copper Bottom. We're like, hey, I want one of those bottles I had on the brew review.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we have that available at the shop.
Look at that.
I don't know if there's any stores carrying this one right now, but it's out there.
Okay.
You could always check our website.
Yep. You talk about srprod.com/beer finder is what he's talking about, or in this case, Copper Bottom Finder.
Yep, should be on there.
We found another bottle. All right, what about this one?
Now, this is a brand new product that we have never done before.
Okay.
A few years back, we started experimenting with new oak barrels. So the first one that we tried was 3 years in a one-shoes bourbon barrel.
Right, okay.
This one was 4 years in a brand new oak barrel. So this one is 4 years in a medium toast, number 3 char, brand new barrel, so it's never been used before.
Okay.
More importantly, though, it's at cask strength. So this one is 125 proof.
Woo, woo.
This one will light you up, so be careful with this one.
So it's not. It has nothing to pull from. That it has no. There's nothing in there that had been there before that you would pull a flavor from.
So that's the interesting thing. Most people think that, right? So you're pulling from the bourbon that might have been in that barrel before.
Okay.
Very little, if any. What you're really doing is pulling the flavor from the barrel itself.
Okay.
And because the bourbon was in there before, the bourbon has taken most of the flavor out. So this one, you're actually going to get more of that flavor because there's nothing been in it before.
I like everything you're saying right now. Okay.
What surprises me is the huge difference in color.
Yeah, well, that's
those two.
Partially because it's uncut. So, I mean, you're talking 125 proof right out of the barrel. So that is...
Okay.
Now, I will say, the first sip is a little bit hot.
It's a little bit hot.
It's heat, but it's not a burn, I think you'll notice.
It's not a burn.
You get the heat. Now, the second sip, though, is all flavor.
Yeah.
You get a ton of flavor on this
Oh,
one.
man, that's good.
Yeah, this is a ton of flavor. It seems counterintuitive.
Even on
where you see you think the more barrels you use, the more it has to pull from. But I love what you're saying. It's like there's
so the longer it's in there, the less that barrel has to give. So, if you have a barrel, there's a certain point where a barrel is just unusable. There's just nothing left for that barrel to give.
Okay.
This, for me personally, almost pushes into like bourbon territory as far as flavor is concerned.
Yeah.
It drinks a lot, and because it's in a new oak barrel, just like a bourbon would.
That's impressive, man.
I honestly forgot what we were drinking right there. I assumed it was probably bourbon.
This is one, if you're a bourbon drinker or a whiskey drinker, the last two, this one and the next one, the Bottled and Bond, are the two for you. These are very, very These are whiskey drinkers' rums.
People are coming over for tastings and stuff. I would imagine this spikes their interest as soon as they get it, right?
Yeah, this is one that has been selling out quick. We just released this one a couple months ago, and we only got 198 bottles out of it. And it's about gone, but we still have some left. So if you're interested in it, come on down. We still have a few bottles.
Still got time.
Barely.
Warm up the car. Warm up the car.
That's right.
There's an asterisk, by the way, that may have been sold during the episode today. Wow. This is right up my alley for what we like to.
Again, my happy place.
Rum old fashioned.
Yeah, no kidding.
Lots of things you can do with this one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about ripping my shirt off, to be honest with you. That's how hot it's got me.
You have more shirts in your car? Let's take a break and make sure.
Okay, all right. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. We got special stories coming up, right?
Oh, yeah.
We got something very special that's happening with Jeremy and Copper Bottom. Stick around. More Morning Hog Brew Review coming up on 95.7 The Hog. 95.7 The Hog, the Morning Hog Show. Riggs, Josh, Jeremy, the Morning Hog Brew Review. We're talking about great beverages today, and it's all coming from the Copper Bottom Distillery.
Absolutely.
Daytona Beach's own, right?
Well, Holly Hill's
own, yeah.
Close enough, though.
Like, we're claiming you,
First
bro.
and only, right?
We're claiming
First
you.
and only.
And by the way, this is why I dress like a guy on a boat today. For you.
Well, yeah.
This is the Copper Bottom. You're the captain of the ship, but I'm the guy that's I'll get a rope or something and tie something,
Yeah.
I think we have different ideas of how you should address for a boat.
I think
You know
so,
what
too, yeah.
I think I look like a guy on a boat, right?
Well, you look like maybe a pirate.
Yeah?
You look like a guy.
Let me try it. Arg! Yeah, it's not working.
Didn't work. Never mind.
All right, man, you fueled us up with some great flavors on the front end, and you got something else for us to try, but can we talk about this?
I think so, if you're going to let us.
We can, well,
This is a big deal with Copper Bottom.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
We have been in the paper, so I guess we can talk about it.
Okay,
now.
good. All right.
So I'll kind of lead it in.
Yeah.
So February 4th,
yeah,
turn on your TV.
February
9 o'clock.
4th. Okay.
And there's a TV show that
Okay.
John's going to be on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Set your VCRs.
No, not that. It's not that one. Which one?
Oh no,
That was
not
America's
that one.
Most
no.
Wanted. You're not.
It's not live. It's not live PD
That was
or
last
anything like
week.
that.
Sorry.
No. So February 4th, over the summer, I filmed an episode of Master Distiller, Discovery
out.
Channel's Master Distiller.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
So I will be on there February 4th, 9 o'clock.
Look out.
Come on in. We're doing a watch party over at
Really?
the distillery.
All right.
Yep. So if anybody wants to come watch it, not in the comfort of your own home, but in the presence of a lot of friends, come on over, and we're going to be showing it at the shop. We're generally closed on Tuesdays, but we figured we'd make an
I
exception
feel
for
like
this
that's a right time to open.
Yeah.
So you can't talk about some of the stuff because it's a competition, essentially,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's a distiller competition. If you haven't seen the show, they put 3 distillers on camera to, compete in a bunch of different challenges,
Right.
and whoever wins gets the title of Master Distiller.
Look out.
So yeah, like I said, we filmed it over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a very difficult time keeping my mouth shut since all this, and but no, the season has already started, so we're a couple episodes in now.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch it in a different perspective because I've seen the behind the scenes stuff, and
Right.
it's pretty cool to see.
Oh, that's killer. Well, congratulations.
What song did you have to sing? Oh wait, you don't do that on that show. Okay, you're good.
I sang "Sail Away," but that's
Okay, that's fair.
because it's only the couple of.
I would have done Lionel Richie "Sail On." Just man, that was the Commodore. So, but I'm not in charge of it for crying out loud.
I like "Careless Whisper" too. That was one of those. I just the intro though is
not
all I
bad.
really wanted.
Yeah,
All right, I like that.
just saxophone.
Just saxophone.
Once the
That's all-
vocals kick in,
Nobody cares at
turn
that
it
point.
off.
Yeah.
Turn it off. Wow. So February 4th, right?
Yes.
And you'll be. I guess there's one of your products that will be featured.
No. So the way it
No.
works is it's kind of an interesting story. So they basically called me up. I had just a couple of days' notice. I needed to be on a plane and get up to North Carolina. And they didn't really tell me what I was making until like a day or two beforehand. So I got a call saying, hey, and I finally asked, I'm like, can you at least tell me what I'm going to be making up there?
Right.
And can I talk about this? Am I?
Oh, check
So-
your attorney.
Yeah, no, so we're going to be making, and I don't think they've announced this yet, but we're going to be making Brazilian rum. So they asked, I think that's part of the reason they wanted me on there because they know we specialize in rum. So we're making cachaça. So it's basically a sugarcane juice Brazilian rum.
Yeah.
It's something a little different. Yeah, it's something a little different. Was it Caipirinhas? Yeah, there you go.
Whoa.
It's hard to say.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I don't know what they're saying.
the national drink.
Barbaras, something
Yeah.
like that.
I have no idea.
So we had to go up there and competed against the 2 really cool guys, a guy from California and a guy from New York, super cool guys. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You've interviewed the host before, haven't you?
I have interviewed those guys at the Speedway. I guess they were on a car maybe a year or two ago, probably.
Actually, I think they were. They were here last year.
Yeah.
I talked to, and the judges for our episode were Digger, Tim Smith, and Tickle.
Okay.
And then we had a guest judge as well. So yeah, it was great. I got to hang out with those guys.
Yeah.
One thing I can definitely say is those guys are the same off camera as they are on camera.
Authentic.
Oh yeah, I spent a good almost 2 weeks up there.
It was the only dude walking around the fan zone of the Speedway in overalls.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's
Sure about that?
I'm not sure about that.
I didn't,
Overalls and no shirt.
I didn't fact check that. Yeah, no shirt. Yeah, that's true. But it's crazy that that this has happened for you. You're just over here, just swinging, doing great things for the community, and making great beverages, and all of a sudden,
Well,
you're on
okay,
TV,
so-
baby.
It's true. So I will say this wasn't exactly my fault.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a really good customer of ours named Kenny. He is a super fan of the show, and he actually saw a casting call for it. And he told me about it, and I said, no, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, he sent it to my wife, and she was not that way. So my wife, Jenny Craig, I'm sure a lot of you guys know her. She
I've seen her on the internet before.
there you go. She's on the interwebs.
Yeah.
She put in the application, and A few weeks later, I got a call from one of the producers saying, "Hey, we got your application." I was like, "Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah, really?
Cool.
Good. Good to know."
Great. Glad it made it to you.
Is my signature on that?
I'm not sure that it is.
Okay.
So did a couple quick interviews online, Zoom calls and stuff like that, and then it kind of went dark, and I didn't really hear from him for a while. And we were up in Atlanta, took the girls up to Atlanta for a little vacation, and we were sitting in a hotel room, and I got a call from the producer. It was a Saturday night, and they said, "Hey, can you be on a plane on Tuesday?" I was like, "Oh,
that's so
yeah,
cool.
I guess I can."
That's cool.
So it was a lot of fun. It was a
That's
cool,
awesome.
quick experience. Very stressful as well, because kind of the premise of the show is they take a professional distiller like myself, and then they take 2 home distillers or moonshiners, and they put them up in a competition.
Okay.
The advantage I have is this is what I do every day.
Right.
The advantage they have is we're using the type of equipment and everything that they would normally do. So it kind of balances it out a little bit.
Yeah.
And to be fair, these guys are not just home distillers. These guys have been doing it for a very long time, and they know what they're doing. So stressful because you don't want to be the professional distiller that's the first one out, right?
Right.
I don't want to be the first guy out. So
Right.
that was my whole goal. Just don't be eliminated first.
Sure.
So,
That's why I never went on Cake Boss.
That's why.
It's totally
one of the many
but
reasons.
this is great because obviously you want to grow your brand. You want more people to know. SR Perrott puts it out there. And so this is a beautiful opportunity, if nothing else, just to get the word out to people who are not in Volusia, Flagler County. Right?
Yeah, and that is kind of the cool thing is we can't ship directly, but we do have a retailer that ships for us. So I'm hoping that we can see a little spike in that from our website. And not even just that, but just as big and small as this town is, there's still a lot of people that don't know who we are. I get it every day. People that
Isn't that amazing?
I mean, we've been open a little over 8 years now, and there's so many people that have no idea who we are.
Do you guys remember COVID? What that guy did during COVID? He made hand sanitizer. He shut it down and made hand sanitizer.
And I'll tell you, we still get a lot of people that come in. Hey, I remember this. How I found you guys was through COVID. So it was one of those cool things that I hope we never have to do again.
Sure.
But I'm glad we did, and I hope this kind of does the same thing, where some people find us from this show and come in and see us.
Yeah, well, you're a good dude. I hope all goes the way you want it to go.
I appreciate it.
Now pour me a damn drink.
I know,
seriously. Jeez.
So the last one we have is, honestly, this is by far my favorite.
Yeah?
This is our Bottled and Bond. This is a 7-year-old 100 proof rum. Now, the cool thing about this one is Bottled and Bond is not exclusively bourbon, but most of the Bottled and Bond products out there are bourbon because that's where it started.
Okay.
It's actually one of the very first food safety acts in American history. Basically, back in the mid-1800s, there was a lot of stuff that was labeled bourbon that wasn't. So they'd get a lot of like just corn whiskey and put tobacco juice or iodine or something in it to make it look like bourbon.
Sure.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, obviously, people were getting upset with that.
Yeah.
So they passed the Bottled and Bond Act of 1897. And what that said was it had to be distilled by one distiller in one distillery, one distilling season. Most importantly, it had to be aged minimum 4 years in a federally bonded warehouse.
How did you? First of all, how does this knowledge get into your head? Did you have to research this to know before you?
I'm deceptively smart, Rick.
Okay, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
No, actually, I watched a couple of YouTube videos, and because if it's on the internet, it's got to be true, right?
You're absolutely correct. That's how I operate.
No, see, I could probably ask you some obscure radio information, and you might know it.
Yeah, Ace of Base. There you go.
Yes,
That's the answer.
there you go.
Whatever you're going to ask, that's
Ace
the
of
answer.
Base.
Yep.
All she wanted was another baby.
That's right. That's right. Which is their best song.
It's
not
gone
that
tomorrow.
Other one. Decide, get that out of here. Yeah. Oh my God, are we going to play that now? Okay.
No.
We'll sing it later.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Right after Careless Whisper. Please.
Yes, that's true. We have priorities.
So yeah, and then it has to be bottled at exactly 100 proof. Once you meet all that criteria, and you have to prove that to the feds, you can label it bonded or bottled in bond. So this is the cool thing about this bottle is it's one of maybe just a handful that are in the world that are bonded rums. There's only a handful out there, and we're one of the ones that does it. And like I said, we've been open a little over 8 years. This one was a little over 7 years old. So this is one of the first barrels that we did back when we opened. And like I said, this is my favorite by far, and it's the one I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of foresight you had to have for that many years.
Right.
No, actually, what happened was I put the barrel down and I forgot about it. And just no, what I do, this is what I do. I actually, there's certain barrels that I put in places where they're not easily gotten to.
Right.
And this was one of them. I put that in a corner back behind something where
Put some boxes around it.
Exactly. And it's one of those that you just can't get to very easily.
It's my kind of plan.
So I didn't get a whole lot of sampling out of this one, which is good because I didn't get a whole lot of bottles out of it either.
All right, so what sets this apart other than what you mentioned, the backstory, but flavor-wise? What is it?
This one has got just a great rum flavor all the way around. So this was in a once-used bourbon barrel. But man, the flavor and the smoothness of this at 100 proof, it doesn't taste like 100 proof at all. I mean, it's so smooth and a lot of great flavor.
Can I call this a breakfast rum right now? I'm going to do it. I don't know if it is, but I'm going to go with it.
It is breakfast time.
And it all really is.
Make that up.
When you're listening to this right now, you're probably like, well, I could probably have a little whip with the eggs. It goes well with eggs.
Yeah. Bacon. Actually, I think this would be really good.
I'm on board.
Swirl some bacon in there.
Mamma mia. Give me some bacon right now. But you're a bourbon connoisseur.
I am.
Does this give you that kind of same hint?
I think this is one of the best rums I've ever had.
Yeah.
It's delicious, honestly. I'm biased, and I would say the same thing, but I know I'm very biased in this. But I will say I've had a lot of really big rum connoisseurs come in. Like this is something special, and it really is.
Right. Now this, Josh, I would assume you could get both at Copper Bottom and anywhere else. Any of these products?
So the bottle and bond stays with the distillery.
So this is the only one that we only release at the shop. If you want this one, you got to come to the distillery.
You can wander around Total Wine all day long. You won't find this. Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's only because we don't have much of it.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It is a single barrel as well, so I didn't put that on there. But it's a single barrel bottled in bond, and we got 260 bottles out of this one. Ooh. And once it's gone, it's gone. And actually, it probably won't come back for a couple of years because I've only got so many old barrels like that. So,
do you have like a postpartum sometimes when that happens? Like one of those things you made and you're like, that's the best I've ever made, and it's gone. I would have a hard time.
You have no idea.
I would need to shut down for a couple of days.
There's a few that we've released that have gone out pretty quickly, and I'm like, man, I should have saved more of that.
I should have hit that in the corner, too.
Yeah, well.
All right, well, that's the beauty of it. You're always making new.
Yeah, well, I mean, just to give you an example, we had we do some contract distilling for some other, companies and places, and we had an extra barrel of bourbon after a bourbon project that we did, and I was like, all right, what are we going to do with it? So we put it in one of our rum barrels and let it sit for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So this was an 8-year-old bourbon finished in a rum barrel, and I only got 180 something bottles out of it or something like that. It went so quick that that's one I really wish I had a few more bottles of because it was so good. But it just some of this at the end of the day, I do have to sell this stuff. I can't just keep it all for myself. So
hey, distiller's regret is your advantage right there.
That's true.
Right. You're getting the best, right?
Well, and I'll tell you, part of the issue is we have a rum club at our distillery now.
Yeah.
And kind of like a mug club you would see at a brewery.
Yeah.
The problem is they get first dibs on our products. That's good for them, bad for me because these are fans of ours anyway, right? If they would, otherwise they wouldn't be part of the club.
Sure.
And so they got most of it. Yeah.
And they got that VIP area upstairs.
Yeah, so we opened up a new rum club only lounge upstairs, and it is plush. I mean, we got couches and little tables and chairs. Sorry, Riggs, you're not.
Bro, are you in the rum club?
Not allowed up there.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Do you have to have a beard to get in the rum club? Is that what it is? All about the beard?
Sorry.
It's well kept. This beard.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you and I could just take a minute and stare at it.
I strap it on every morning.
The oils and
super impressive.
Yeah, it's got to be.
And it smells of elderberry in here too.
It does.
It's great. It's awesome.
Elderberry and mahogany.
I think it's super impressive, and obviously the product speaks for themselves. But if people stop by, give them tell them when they can come by.
So 998 North Beach Street, Holly Hill, Florida. We're right at the base of the Seabreeze Bridge. We're open Wednesday through Saturday, noon until 7 on Wednesday and Thursday. Friday and Saturday, we're open till 9. And then February 4th is a Tuesday. We'll be open. I don't know what time we're going to open that day, but we're going to be showing the episode that I'll be on at 9 o'clock. So we'll probably open a little earlier. Okay. I'm sure we will, actually.
Sure.
Let me consult my legal counsel.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Probably 6 or so we'll open up.
So it's a rare. It's actually the first brew review sidebar that we've had, right?
Yeah.
We've rarely had anybody have to consult.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
Well, I've been on TV now, so
Sure.
now I've got
he's
kinda
got counsel.
big.
I get it.
He's kinda
Josh,
big
just
time.
to get me on here, had to consult my
hoops.
assistant and my publicist
Yes.
and my lawyers. And
Oh, the envelope you left is outside.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
good.
Cool.
Yeah, so we'll get that. All right. Well, srprod.com/beerfinder. If you want to find any of the Copper Bottom products that are out there that aren't at Copper Bottom, but just go to Copper Bottom for now, right?
For now.
Just head over and enjoy the fun. February 4th, we'll be ready to go, right?
I'm ready.
Well, I toast to you. Cheers. Thanks,
Cheers,
Jeremy.
y'all.
Cheers, guys.